How did one of the biggest video games in the world end up looking like this in live action?
I'm Steve.
From the horrible design choices to all the messy leaks and rumors, we're diving into what exactly went wrong with the live action Minecraft movie, why it's shaping up to be a total disaster, and how they can still fix it before it's too late. Right now, people are honestly missing the point of this whole thing. The constant back and forth on Twitter and Reddit is just wild, all because of this teaser that just dropped. But we're gonna go into just how they could turn this whole thing around and avoid ending up like the Super Mario Bros. Movie in the 90s. Now look, as someone who's been obsessed with Minecraft ever since it first launched, the idea of a Minecraft movie was definitely exciting to me way back in 2014. And ever since then, I've been keeping up with every bit of news about the project, hoping this would be one of my favorite movies of all time, considering there's so much lore to explore. It all began when Marcus Persson, the creator of Minecraft, announced in February 2014 that Mojang was in talks with Warner Bros. To actually develop a movie. This announcement came right after several Hollywood producers expressed interest in creating similar Minecraft-related content. However, Mojang was cautious, stating they would only pursue projects that fit with their actual vision for the game itself. The idea was to bring the most popular sandbox game, which has sold over 300 million copies worldwide, to the big screen. I guess given the game's huge popularity with kids and how much money it made, Hollywood simply said to themselves, hell, why don't we make a few hundred million ourselves? Little did they know, the project would go on to face several delays over the years. One of the biggest delays was back in 2023, thanks to the writer's strike, which impacted many Hollywood productions. Almost 10 years after greenlighting the project, the movie has undergone multiple script revisions, with contributions from various writers, including Jason Fuchs and Rob McElhenney, before settling on a final script by Chris Bowman and Hubble Palmer. Despite these setbacks, the production finally wrapped up in April 2024. Now here's where it gets interesting. The director of the film is Jared Hess. And for those of you who don't know who that is, he is mostly known for his work on Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. His unique comedic style and experience with quirky, character-driven stories is probably what made him an interesting choice for this project. But to the shock of these Hollywood executives, when they finally dropped the teaser for the film, they literally kicked off a time bomb.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
No! 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 I'm Steve! I am Steve! He's not even black! He got black in his name, but he's not black! Steve is a nigga!
As you can tell by now, people are already tearing this movie apart, pointing out flaws like, why is the portal the wrong color? Why is the first shot of this trailer a shot-for-shot remake of the Fortnite Season 2 trailer? And most importantly, why is Steve?
I am Steve.
It almost feels like he was holding himself back from saying, I am the Dragon Warrior. Keep in mind, it took 10 years to make this film. Not only that, this movie has a budget of $150 million, once again reflecting Warner Bros. Overconfidence in the project's potential. Some would say they never learned from their mistakes. We all know why Minecraft is so popular. It's got the massive open world where you can build, explore, and try to survive in a world full of blocks. Now, unlike most games that spoon feed you the story, Minecraft doesn't even have one, which makes turning it into a movie a bit tricky. I mean, unless you're banking hard on nostalgia, good luck with that. Like, both the game and the movie put a huge focus on being creative if you want to actually make it out alive. The movie tries to squeeze in familiar bits from the game like the zombies and of course the Ender Dragon. The story follows four misfits, Garrett the Garbage Man, Natalie, Henry, and Dawn, who get stuck in the Minecraft universe. Now they've got to figure out how this blocky world works, stay alive, and find a way home, all while dealing with a bunch of nasty stuff like piglings and zombies. And Jack Black shows up as Steve, basically the group's guide through this whole mess. Now, after seeing the fans react to the teaser, it was shocking to see a mixed reaction. Even though the majority of players hated everything about this film, there are still a few people who actually defend this movie like their life depends on it. Which brings us to, who is this film even for? And to answer that, let's go through the story of another film which will give you that answer. In both Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle and Jumanji The Next Level, the characters literally get sucked into a video game world. To escape, they've got to deal with a bunch of ridiculous challenges. They have to complete each level while dodging dangerous animals, dealing with deadly landscapes, and generally just trying not to die. Also, they can make it back to reality. Each person becomes their in-game avatar, like Dr. Smolder Bravestone or Professor Sheldon Oberon. There's even a guide who's stuck in the game forever. Naturally, they all hate each other at first, but by the end, it's like watching the Avengers assemble if the Avengers had bad communication skills. Now, instead of jungles and ancient temples, imagine these characters find themselves in a world made entirely of blocks. Replace the lush, detailed environments of Jumanji with simplistic cubic landscapes, and you might find it in a similar situation to what we have right now. The dangerous animals are now blocky sheep and piglings, and instead of solving puzzles to advance, the characters must craft tools and build shelters. I mean, seriously, just imagine Jason Momoa's character trying to navigate the blocky terrain, much like Dwayne Johnson's character in Jumanji, but with the added challenge of crafting a pickaxe to mine for resources. Jack Black returning to his role as a comedic hero and now has to deal with the quirks of Minecraft's physics and mechanics. This film is not about Minecraft. In fact, Minecraft's just one component of it. This film isn't for someone that grew up watching Sky Does Minecraft's Hunger Games series, All Those Theories by Matt Pat, or someone who used to check in on the new world records in Minecraft. It's for people who enjoyed films like The Free Guy, Jumanji, or even something like The Borderlands. But with this audience direction, there's the risk of it performing just like Borderlands at the box office. Regardless of all the lore and everything related to the game, the people who go to the theaters to watch movies simply want to have a good time. And if Minecraft is anything like Borderlands, everyone's gonna fall asleep by the second act. So let's analyze what'll actually go wrong with the approach this film is taking. First things first, the movie should have been about a teenage Steve who somehow gets teleported into the Minecraft world. And we'd pick up with him already living there for like 10 years. He knows his way around, has some solid bases set up all over the place, and then he finds out about a way to get back home. That's where the Minecraft movie should have started. And honestly, they should have gone with those Unreal Engine realistic graphics, you know, like the ones in those epic Minecraft videos. As for the original builders, they've got to add some proper lore. Explaining the giant portal in the ancient cities. Just fill the movie with lore, but in a way that's actually amazing. We do not need a scenario in which real-life humans get trapped into the game. We only need the two human characters in the game, Steve and Alex. As for Steve, he should be played by someone who fits the character more. I know we all love Jack Black and he's great and all, but there are just some roles that he doesn't need to be in. This may go down to a question though. How did Steve come across to you? Steve doesn't exactly have a personality in the game, but I always imagined him as this toned, kind, somewhat serious guy who's just trying to survive in the world of Minecraft. Sort of like Captain America. And Jack Black to me just doesn't really fit that. Instead of being a movie about strangers stuck in a game, it could involve Steve and Alex trying to defeat the Ender Dragon. Here's another way they could have spun the plot. Let's say the Ender Dragon's terror and presence is seeping over into the overworld, causing chaos. Steve and Alex soon learn what's going on due to the villagers asking for help. Now Steve and Alex go on this adventure so they could actually go to the end. Going to the nether, getting blaze rods, collecting ender eyes, going to the stronghold, building the portal, etc. At the end of the movie, they finally beat the Ender Dragon, and Alex and Steve finally go home. The two of them and the villagers all hold a celebration, until we find out that Steve and Alex aren't the only human-like beings in the world, because a certain white-eyed figure is watching them from the distance, leading to Herobrine being a big villain in the sequel. When I think of a Minecraft movie, it should be like a fantasy adventure sort of thing. It has humor, but it's also taken seriously, similar to the Fallen Kingdom saga. Instead, we're getting this live-action green screen style acting, making the characters appear out of place in the Minecraft environment. Some people think the trailer's humor is absurd, and they're not sure if Minecraft fans will really vibe with it. The jokes feel a bit off, like they don't really fit the whole Minecraft vibe, but given it the benefit of the doubt, a Minecraft movie, especially a live-action one, isn't necessarily a bad idea. With the way the game works, there's so many different things they could do to make a decent film. It just has to be done right. This all comes down to the execution. And since there's still some time left before the movie hits the theaters, there's still a way they could actually make this film a hit. And that's by doing it right by the fans. Take Sonic the Hedgehog as an example. When the first Sonic trailer dropped, fans were freaked out by Sonic's design. He had those creepy, human-like teeth and proportions that didn't sit right with anyone. The backlash was immediate, with memes and criticism flooding social media. Surprisingly, instead of pretending that everything was fine, the director Jeff Fowler actually listened. In a rare move for a big studio, he admitted they messed up and promised to fix it. Respecting the fans like that is a big deal, especially when you're dealing with something as nostalgic as Sonic. So the studio pushed back the movie's release to give the team some time to redesign them. It was a risky call, but it proved just how much fan feedback can matter. It sent a clear message the studio actually cared what people thought. And that went a long way in getting fans excited again. When the new Sonic was revealed, people were way happier with the more classic look. Fans felt like they won, and the redesign played a huge part in the movie's success. In the end, Sonic the Hedgehog became the highest growing video game movie in the US at the time, proving that listening to your audience can actually pay off. By actually paying attention to what the fans had to say, Sonic the Hedgehog didn't just make longtime fans happy, it also caught the eyes of casual viewers who respected the studio's effort to fix things. This approach stirred up excitement that went way beyond just the hardcore Sonic fans, pulling an even bigger crowd. Turns out, showing that you actually care about getting things right is a solid strategy, and it got people talking. Fans, non-fans, anyone curious about what all the fuss was about, they all wanted to see if the changes lived up to the hype. Much like Sonic, Minecraft has a rich history and a dedicated fan base. So address the situation, set the expectations, fix the design issues, and get rid of everything else in the film that doesn't feel or look like it belongs there. And hey, even if the movie's not great, it'll still perform better thanks to the people's curiosity. Thank you for watching the video, please subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me know what you'd like to see on the channel next.